I'll take it. So thanks to independent publishing, you can have access to that, and that's what I love, as an independent writer, to use that avenue. So that's a great question. Thank you. Yes.
How much being initially bilingual and potentially after that multilingual influenced your writing, and in particular this book?
Good question. The language aspect, there's 2 dictionaries in this book, because there's actually 2 independent stories within this book, and you don't have to read them in order. There's one story called The End of the Kai, which is like the first 70 pages, and almost every person that's read that has said, "What the hell is this? I don't understand it. This is too difficult." And then the real story, Trinity, is the majority of the work. So at the end of the Kai, there's a dictionary, and at the end of Trinity, there's another dictionary with all these terms and terminology. And all those words and terminology is heavily influenced by Japanese language. So since I modeled Lemuria, this civilization in the Pacific Ocean, I modeled it very much after traditional Japanese culture. So the characters' names, some of the words they use and so forth is Japanese. So yeah, so that's the influence. And the next book, that's the same thing that's happening with the next book. The next book, I'm drawing a lot from Chinese culture. And I'm reading now a textbook on Chinese history, and I bought some other books about the Boxer Rebellion and so forth. So I'm going to try to manipulate and twist Chinese terms and use it, and even Korean terms, and use it for the second book. So, and there's another one too. I should keep this a secret, but I'll say it anyway. For the second book, I'm using another language, and thinking about Atlantis and so forth. In Europe, there's a very, very unique language that no linguist can identify what the family background of this language is. Basque country.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe the Atlanteans, this is their old language. So I'll go on Google, English Basque, type in the word, twist it. Okay, there we go, it's sci-fi. Yes?
Do you have to read the first to be able to comprehend the follow-ups?
Oh, the first one.
Do you have to read the first one to comprehend the second and the third and the fourth?
That's a good question. With the process of writing it, I've read it over and over and over again so many times that I hate this book now, because I've read it so many times. So I know the story backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. Probably when I finish the first rough draft of the second book, I'll go back and read this to make sure there's good continuity between 1 and 2. But for right now, I don't need to reread it.
As far as for us as readers, would we
Oh!
comprehend?
Are they
For the
stand novels? Will they stand alone?
Yes, they will. They will
I'm
definitely.
saying, can I read the second one and understand some of the first one maybe? Like, is there
Yeah.
an order?
Right. Yeah. I mean, the second book hasn't come out yet, but the 2 stories that are in here, I would say go ahead and read the story called Trinity. Just start from there. It's like on page 80 or 90. You can go through that, and at the end, if you're curious, you can go back to the end of the Kai. Because some people that when they read the end of the Kai, it's so dense with information, it's a little bit of a turnoff. So there's 2 little stories, and they're connected and related to each other, but they stand alone from each other.
And from the book 2 and 3 and 4.
Yeah, and each successive book will be independent.
Like Kieko is going to be in the next book?
Yeah, I mean the main protagonist.
So nobody know what's going to happen to him.
He's in all 6. He's in all 6. He's the only character that will probably continue through all 6.
But you don't have to read the first one.
Yeah, I can't
You
forget
have to read the second one.
No.
So we don't have to buy the first
They're
one.
in the.
Or you can wait for the movie.
Hey, if he hates it, why would we want to read it, right?
When you've read it a gazillion times. I mean, it was. People asked when I finally finished it and I had the first prototype copy in my hand. How do you feel? How do you feel? I said, I feel totally relieved that it is done. That I don't have to deal with this
Never
anymore.
have to see it again.
I'm actually surprised you could still keep seeing it when you read it. Like usually when you're that close to something, you no longer see what's actually there. You're seeing what you think is there. I'm surprised that you can still critically read it and see and come back after reading it 20 times.
Right. That was the big help with working with an editor, and also the practice of taking a big break from it. Write, take a break, and then come back with fresh eyes, because you get so involved with the story, you cannot filter it anymore. And it's the same thing with music. You record music and so on, and sometimes you get so involved and attached to the music, you can't see it from an outside perspective. So that's why you have a producer come in and he brings in a third perspective. So, you know, working with other people and so forth, and now with my students getting feedback from them, you know, it's great. But the satisfaction is from all the people that have read it so far, you know, it's solid. And that's my biggest success, I guess, for myself, that I did it. It works. People like it. Perfect. Okay, good. On to the next one. And if that's it, yeah.
I was.
Bravo.
Thanks so much. There's plenty of cookies still left, and tea.
Pure and tea, I think. Pure and raspberry tea.
Okay. And my son and my wife came.
Yeah, come
And in regards to language, there's one word that I took from my son, I stole from him, that's going to be in the second book.
You have to pay royalties.
Yeah. He calls me Appa. And there's a character that a boy that refers to his father, and refers to him as Appa.
So how do you buy a book?
Okay, they're all at the front desk.
Cashier.
Congratulations.
Thank
It's an honor to be here.
No, I think it's important.
It was just like an outside that kept working.
Sign the book.
Although you know when you buy the book, you get to talk to the author. I'll email you my thoughts.
Perfect. But please do,
I will. We're really proud of you.
Thank you, Thank you, Lynn.
We love you.
Es una historia de
Wishing her vacation and so forth. No, she used to, for the past 5 years, she used to run her pregnancy, which her father was sick.
Pure and tea, I think. I don't know.
Press the button on top.
This one?
Yeah, you gotta hold it.
Oh, like